And good morning. Welcome. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays from Tony'sPicks.com. This is Ramon Scott, and I'm joining you here for the morning steam on Saturday, December 23rd. Get our programming going here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel for, well, let's just call it what it is, a huge sports betting day. But yeah, time to spend time with your family, friends, and loved ones. But thank you for spending a few minutes with me. Hey, it's our time to shine. Not a lot of shows out there today. So let's take advantage, get your picks ready. I like to see some new faces here in the chat, and I'll have picks, and more picks. Handicaps, not so much. We had a lot too many games to preview, just to discuss, get you. We want to let you know what the line is on every game, how the line is moving. That's what we do here on the morning steam. Check us out in the Discord as well. We've already had a winner from Gerardo with the Man U West Ham game, but the Hammers have just scored 2 goals as I was trying to come on the air here. Huge game for the Hammers and for Man U. Oh, it feels, you could feel the pain right now with these guys. Another one going to get away, and in such an important game for Man U. They've really blown it here at the end, but it's West Ham's game here today, and was expected, I would think, to be so. And uh, get you previewed here with 2 NFL games, 7 bowl games. I don't know how many basketball, the 15, 14, whatever it is, hockey. I don't even think I handicapped the last 2 games of hockey. We're going to go on the fly on those two. I think I ran out of time last night. I had to go to bed. So many games today. Did pick a few college basketball games out. Try to give you at least a pick on a few of those, including the early game to get you started on the day. And what else? What else? Hey, let me say hello to some people and just thank you again. Hey, let's try not to get me all emotional at the end of the show today. All right. Well, that was a Friday show. I know not everybody's with us on the weekend. We'll get emotional tomorrow on Christmas here. So let's say hello to some folks, and probably not going to screw around too much, right? With talking about what happened yesterday, but there were some, certainly some events to look at with the card yesterday, and just get the news up that I jotted down here. And hello to Blake. He was first to open the doors today. Gerardo, everybody, take a bow, take a victory lap. Gerardo, big day in football. I don't know what we'll have in store for us here, but obviously I touched on the EPL game so far. We've already seen Italy underway. Now a couple of games going here. Top of the hour, several games today uh, coming up, and just a huge day of soccer action from Spain and Italy as well. So thank you for everything, Gerardo. JW, hey, it's good to have JW here. We know he's been around, but joining us here in the stream for the first. Like I said, there it is. We get a chance, so get your picks ready. It's all about the picks in the chat. I give a pick too, but everybody gives a pick, right? Ray, hello. Thomas is here. Fernando is here. We're going to get those winners. Matt D. Thank you, everybody. Thank you guys again. Jimmy, Chad is here to get it crushing today. And big card. We're just going to go over everything real quickly. I don't think I can do a 15-minute. I don't think I have time to do a 15-minute monologue today, although I'd like to after yesterday's card. We did have some winners yesterday on the card. We gave out, of course, NBA picks here. I had a premium winner, Dallas and Houston under, and also somehow got the money, Wizards Warriors under. 50-50 day, though, in the premiums. Winners here on the show included the Rockets, the Heat, the Kings, and the Wizards, who got bummed out with the Wizards hitting that three-pointer. Man, that thing fell really interesting, did it? You talk about the old adage, right? Oh, Vegas knows something. I always say it's the public that knows it, right? Because the books try to balance the line, and that game was what it was, 247 and 12, and the game finished what, 11 and 246 or 247, whatever it was. It was like right on the number. Timmy Tushu today. Fun day of bowl action, and we did have the bowl last night with Georgia Tech. Impressive job against Central Florida yesterday to come back and look. Central Florida had their moments early, and it looked like they might be the team to win that game. But make no mistake, Georgia Tech looked extremely well prepared and well coached in that one. Hockey last night, we had winners, Philadelphia and Detroit, winner over here on the show. And we also gave out the Canadians. So, um, all right, going to go over to Tony'sPicks.com here. And thanks, Thomas. I didn't even touch on the college bat. Yeah, we did finally, right? So that's what I felt good about, at least yesterday, with some of the college basketball. I was complaining about, man, I can't seem to get the requests game right. But we certainly did yesterday on some of those college basketball games. Bryant, I think we basically had the side and the total in that one with Bryant and over on the show. And we also had a few other college basketball winners. We're not going to belabor it too much today. We did give out Mason in that early game as well. Drake and UAB over. It was a good day in college basketball on the picks. Premium winner ULL or Louisiana and Rice game to go over. We also gave out that Fresno State USF game to go over. Gave out Georgia Tech last night in that game. Or maybe that's where I think I went to bed. Might have missed the final. Might have missed a loser there. Maryland and UCLA over. We gave out in that one. So fun day yesterday, and one of the better college basketball games of the season will take place today. Probably one of the top 5 matchups of the season so far, if you involve top ranked teams or contending teams for the postseason. For the Sweet 16 today with Florida Atlantic and Arizona right here in Las Vegas today. So make no mistake, Florida Atlantic still pretty good this year. Let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com. Big news over there. You can see a lot of new faces, a lot of new names, and we're going to see that's going to be a big boon to our network here. And you see EPA Sports really hot into predictive modeling. 9-3 yesterday correlates with the performance from the ladies. Look at this leaderboard, absolutely outstanding. When you've got just get used to this, right? EPA, Mindy, Han, Tiffany Mance, and the 2 old ladies that bet consensus. When they have consensus plays, you can get their combination plays. You add all those up. Even I can figure this out. 25-8 for 78%. So just a terrific job there for the ladies of the Tony's Picks family and the crew at EPA doing their thing in the NBA last night. Also, Tony T, a perfect day there, 3-0. Probably Samba Murdy, 5-2. Ron Hahn. Ron's part of the crew now, you guys. Check it out. Ron with a 4-1 performance yesterday, 80%. Great to have Ron on for the team. We don't see him here much anymore, but you can catch him certainly over in the other show when they're on Mondays through Fridays in the chat. Gene Got Picks. You can check Gene Got Picks out on Twitter, 2-0 yesterday. The OG Cappers. You can find them on Twitter as well. I followed them all last night. And the OG Cappers crew. You're going to see some familiar faces over there with that group too. There's Butterscotch, Mark Eubanks, 4-2, 67%. Nick Lagaretos with a winning day. Marlon Pettis and Chauncey Giles. Once again, one a day would keep any bookmaker away, and he gonna pay you out, give you that check, give you that bag on Monday. And Daniel Woloschuk 2-1. So let's get on that leaderboard, you guys. Help help a guy out here, try to get some winners. Mindy Hahn is actually the hottest right now over the last 7 days, kind of overtaking Tiffany there with her hot run, 28 and a quarter units over the last 7 days, you guys. Is that right? Let me see that. I know Mindy's high, she is high volume. Maybe I clicked the wrong button there, and whatever the case may be, Mindy absolutely destroying right now. Tiffany Mance, 13 and a quarter units there. Butterscotch right there since he's joined the site. Look at that, 13 and 4. If Butterscotch goes 13 and 4 every week, I'm just going to shut down and subscribe to Butterscotch here. Probably Samba Murdy here. Real strong, 55% over the last 7 days. Marlon Pettis, 9 and 2 over the last 30 days. There's what I'm talking about. Tiffany Mance, 27 and a quarter units. Nick Vartini, he's the face of Platinum Cappers, up 17 units. Daniel Walaschuk, up 15 units. Tony T, up 8.5 units over the last 30 days. And there is Butterscotch with those same numbers. But I fell off that list. Let's go. LFG. All right. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and check out the premium picks section where you'll find our hottest plays, 3-packs, 5-packs, 7-packs from our team of handicappers, include from Nick Lagaretos today, talking about that soccer action from Europe heating up today. Tony T's got a 3-pack in the NBA. I've got a 7-pack today in college football, among other things. But right now, catch my 7-pack up here for just $30. You want to support me? Happy holidays, Ramon. Come grab my 7 plays, one in each game. I love the bowl season. Proven to crush here for the most part. Had some good wins so far. Despite yesterday's slip up there, we'll crush this bowl package. And of course, if I don't go at least 4-3 in this package, we're going to go better than that. You're going to get the $30 right back to your Tony's Picks account. So I don't think I explained that enough here on the show with our profit guaranteed picks. But if I don't show a profit, you can grab another pick from another handicapper, or maybe come back with me the next for tomorrow. NFL, record is there, proven this season, one of the top cappers on the site in the NFL. Grab my 7-pack of bowl package to get you started. Sure. Do I want you to get the maybe the 3-day here? Grab everything for the weekend from me, of course. But you can start your day off with this 7-pack. Remember, 2 of our games go off here in just a little less than 3 hours for the biggest bowl day of the season. All right. Again, all of our crew has their packages up at Tony'sPicks.com, and I'm sure more are coming today with today's awesome schedule. Daniel Walasachuk, there's the EPA stuff from the sheets, and a huge NBA day, so I'm sure they'll have a lot of plays here on those. And again, all their plays are just $25 because they, dealing with those EPA numbers. So, all right. Appreciate you guys for listening to the commercial. Use the promo code Tony T at checkout to save 20% off all premium pick packages. We do have we're selling our picks here at Tony's Picks. Make no mistake, we're going to give you some free picks right now up and down the show today. And let's get it started. Get a few more comments and let me get into position here with all of my info as well. See who else has joined us here. All right, it is Salty arriving, and Terrell says he called it. Jordan Poole, how about it? And how about the Wizards? I told you. We're just going to make money with these guys. They were down. They were down. Didn't look like they were going to get the cover, right? They were down 15, 17, 19, 20. I don't know what they were down quite a bit and just kind of kept coming back. It wasn't like it was a dramatic comeback, and they needed every second and every. All right. Lauren is here again today. Right. Timmy, that's right. Kind of a DFS thing, right? They're getting everything on the back end with the cheap guys. Why not? They were priced accordingly. Thank you, Gerardo. Checking out the action here. You guys can get this one. Italian League, if you have Paramount Plus, you probably know already, but you can get all the action there perfectly. All right, doubles. Hello. And Gino. Let's go. Yeah, it's going to be all of it. I did pick 4 games. We got to go right now because there are just too many games, and I want to cover those college basketball games today. But I mean, with so many, I mean, I was actually debating. I'm like, do we have time? And I don't even know if we do, but let's get started. I mean, they're programmed in, the graphics are in. Here we go, NFL to start us off. Feels like I'm just holding the show up. All right, we got the picks, so we're ready with the Bengals and the Steelers. Yeah, the NFL will give them the most attention here, certainly today, and the bowl games. But still, don't forget 2 NFL games, and they're very important games, obviously, with the Bengals and the Steelers in this one. The Bengals come in with that 8-6 record right now, and hey, a little bit of positive feel, right, because of the play of Browning so far, but no Jamar Chase today. Going in to take on the Steelers, we always talk about Steelers. You know, if they're ever a home, when they are home dogs, I mean, not very often. 2-2 this year, but 9-3-1 as a home dog in their last 13 games. You got Mason Rudolph in there right now, getting his first start. So kind of interesting, right? Because you figure the Steelers, look at what they've done to have to go through this situation a little bit with their quarterbacks and who's gotten and all of a sudden you pull out. Don't forget about old Mason Rudolph. He's 5-4 straight up in his career, 5-4-1 straight up in his career as a starter. Steelers offense. I mean, you don't expect these guys necessarily to get it going, but at least if they can come up with some defense against a quarterback like Browning, look, it's been nice, it's been good, but you're still got a division game here going up against that typical tough opponent in the Steelers. I mean, that's just what it kind of feels like. It's going to be, a pretty tough ask, no matter how you look at it, for the Bengals here today, despite some pretty positive trends. 9-5 against the spread, last 14 as a road favorite. But remember, you're dealing with, uh, you know, Browning. Maybe his stock is a little bit too high at this point. Everyone's pretty hot on Browning, and don't forget some of the things that Mason Rudolph has done. Uh, Steelers playing with a little bit of chip on their shoulder. We saw the things with Pickett this week. Uh, Pickens, Pickens this week, and he was the latest controversy here. And a guy like this will divide the locker room. This will, look, maybe he showed a little bit of lack of fortitude, a lack of team effort there necessarily, but it kind of feels like he hasn't gotten the attention that he deserves from his own team for his good play too. I think people want to say he's underachieving. I don't know about that. I don't know for well. Anyways, let's just get the pick out there, you guys. Let's get your pick. And I'm going over in this game, believe it or not. I don't know about. Let me see what you guys have in this one. Hey, Stephen Downey, hello. Yeah, that was something, wasn't it? I know I'm covering some of the generalization there. Thank you, Stephen. And Bengals money line starts us off with doubles here in this one. And 5 of the last 6 Bengal games have gone over. Pittsburgh has been a pretty solid under. We know that. But sometimes these division games now later in the year, it kind of turns in. And right, Matt, this game might kind of sum it all up. Birdie, thank you so much. Best to you, your family. Is great to see you. We'll get to chat one day. Uh, Not just salutations. Really respect everything you're doing right now. Thank you so much. Looks like Matt's on the under, Ray's on the under, Gerardo's on the under. This is me on the over, and you guys on the under. Um, and again, I think other than breaking it down, again, Steelers pretty strong to the under, right? I mean, no doubt about it. And division game, you can kind of go into all that stuff a little bit with, uh, if you wanted to kind of form a storyline for the total, but. Birdie does like the over with me here. I do feel a little contrarian on this now, especially, and I knew that that would be the case here. It actually was I was thinking, I probably only going to go premium on the side of total in the Super Bowl or something. I don't know, but for the most part, I was kind of teetering, saying, "Man, I kind of wanted to use the total as a premium." I think we just caught catching it a little bit low here, a little bit of disrespect for these guys. But look, Browning's numbers are just pretty good, right? No doubt so far, completing 75%. Yeah, does he throw it? Not very far down the field. Yeah, probably, but you got to balance things out when you're, in the situation that they're that they're in right now. So, divisional games, no doubt, are 33-38 to the under right now. So, I get it, but I'm going to take the over here. All right, let's see here. Salty. Let me just, we're going to get out of here. This game's done, but I'm going to just take a look and see if I can maybe answer this question from Salty uh, about what could happen in this game. Because certainly the total has dropped just a little bit. I'm not even getting a feel that it's going to move. The last move was to the over. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see much more at game time here. Yeah, it feels like the whole game's gonna be that way, right? For the most part. So, all right, I'm going over in this game. Make no mistake. It might. Let me see if the current line has moved even up here. I was just talking about the last move, but no, we're looking at 38s. I think right all over the board. There are 38 and a halves juiced to the under at Bovada and DraftKings. South Point 37 and a half. I could get out the app then, I guess, and gain a half a point. So maybe that's what I'll do in this one. But I'm going to take the over as my selection here on the show and enjoy that one. And again, folks, 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific with the Bengals and the Steelers. All right. I've waited for this moment all week and uh, didn't talk about the Chargers at all. You've been here, right? Ever since the Thursday, maybe even on Friday, I didn't really touch on that game too. I was mad. As a Chargers fan, mad, mad, mad. This is as bad as it gets. So good thing I have the Raiders to cheer. Who cares if say you can't choose the Chargers or the Raiders? When you're a Chargers fan, you can choose the Raiders when they're playing somebody else. This is so bad. But now the Chargers have an interim coach. They're getting double digits at home, uh, right? Uh, Everything kind of points to me. I can get back on the Chargers with pride. They'll stay within 12 points in this game. A total overlook spot for the Bills here. They think they can come in and win. They probably will win this game. Maybe they will blow them out. I mean, no one has any faith necessarily in Easton Stick here right now, but I'm going to take double digits at home in this game. Of course, I am with the Chargers. It really has to pertain to all the long-term trends in situations like this. The type of loss that the Chargers are coming off of. Usually, teams bounce back and cover the next week. The type of efforts that we're seeing right now from Buffalo, four straight covers basically, on a roll here since I don't know if you could tie it into the changes that they've made, but hats off to them for making changes for a good team to make a change with their coordinators. So I can get back on the Chargers here, and I don't have to whine about them too much right now for the mess that's gone on here in this organization. And the Charger. Whereas Antonio Pierce, I feel like with the Raiders, I think Pierce is probably going to. I don't know unless they can maybe get Belichick's staying in New England. He's got one more year in his contract. I mean, I don't think anything's going on there. So maybe Pierce can get one shot here with the Raiders. For the Chargers, I'm not so sure they're going to be able to. We'll see. I mean, maybe they can get something. But how many times you see it? Get rid of the guy that. They were pretty upset. I think the players were more upset about it than everybody else. But then, that was just too embarrassing. And to get rid of the GM, it's just a mess right now. We know it. I'm taking the Chargers still. Come on, this is where you want the Chargers today. So here's Solo here. Salty says the Sharps are all the Chargers. That works for us because look at we're a bunch of Sharpies in here. Shout out Sharpie if you're ever out there. And doubles on the under here. And the thing is, Terrell, with this team, it kind of it'd be easy to sit here and say the Bills can roll this team, but right, they feel like the type of team that's always going to be the complete. Yeah, 5 of their last 8 wins have been by 10 points or more, but they feel like the team that uh, doesn't function very well in the road favorite role. They've already been road favorites twice this year and didn't fare very well in those games. So Chargers don't do very good in close games, but here, give me those points. I don't. I'm gonna get a chance here to take the Chargers. Chargers have been a solid under 9-2-1 right now in the last 12 games. So give me the Chargers. Give me the Chargers. And I didn't even say everything I wanted to say because we got to do the picks and keep going. So all right, it looks like you guys got all your picks in. And let's go to the bowls today. 7 bowl games. I do have a pick in every game, a premium pick in every bowl game, and it's up at tonyspicks.com for $30. So just want to let you know about that. You can get my plays in your back pocket for today, whether you agree or not. Like I said, you're supporting me, supporting our channel. This is the way to do it. See the other channels and everything and how to support those channels. This is how you support me and support the channel, and you get my premium picks. Don't look at it as if, necessarily, well, yeah, you're paying for the picks, but all right, let's get the bowls. I'm kind of queuing it up here and queuing up the graphics. And give me just a moment. Hello to Gamble today. All right, here we go. Start with the Birmingham Bowl with Duke and Troy in this one. And Troy here, a 6.5 point favorite, and the total 44.5. Definitely seen some movement in this one from the opener. This one was really was much lower line for Troy. I believe it was probably 4.5 when it started moving. Not much sharp action, in my opinion, on the total here. But to see this one now all the way up to as high as 7, and I got to figure that's where Troy can excel in a matchup here against Duke. But I'm going to think this one goes over today with these two teams, considering how they're coming into this one right now. Get your picks ready here for all the bowl games. All right. For Troy, they come in red hot, obviously, with that 10-game winning streak. They've gone 8-1 in those games. Their coach is moving on, but over to Tulane. I don't know if that's a better job. I guess historically it might be a better job, and it is a better situation for him there. But they've done pretty well in their growth here. Last 4 games, they've scored over 40 points per game. They've got plus 9 turnovers in their last 7 games, all things that I like. Troy's gone over in 4 straight games, and that's probably the way that I'm going to look here in this one. Duke's gone over in 5 of their last 6 games, and this has always been a pretty good bowl for the favorites. The favorites have gone 6-3 in the Birmingham Bowl. It's been a few other names, I think of it here with the sponsorship, but this year, the average total in the last 6 bowl game in this bowl game, the average final score has been 64 points. So, looking a little bit different perspective here with a 44.5, I'm going to go over in this one. Let's see what else we have here. Troy for Thomas. Hello to Percent Better. Nice to see you on this big day. Like I said, we got nearly 5 dozen of you in here, and appreciate you spending some time with me today here on a holiday. And doubles, hey, doubles, try not to give away the premiums, all right? They're not all unders. Don't not go over there and get my set. You don't even know which games they are. I've got uh, basically there's 7 games. I'll just say half and half. Maybe you have to check it out for yourself. But doubles, come on, try not to give it away. All right. But I am over in this game, and I think percent better is hitting on this one with me here in this one. All right. Enjoy that one. That one goes off at noon Eastern, 6 Pacific. Also at noon Eastern and 6 Pacific is the Camellia Bowl in Montgomery, Alabama. And I've got I do want to tell one story when I think of uh, some of these bowl games, and not necessarily uh, these particular bowl games now, but I just remember as a young sports gambler, all right, and it was I want to say my 16th birthday, but I was already playing, all right, and for my 16th birthday, uh, my mom, my mom got me what I wanted for Christmas. Besides a car, I think, or whatever it was for 16. But also, I got one of those sports pagers. And this is way back, guys. There was no internet, but you could get a little pager like these old Motorola pagers. And at first, pagers were very crude, right? You'd just get the number, somebody text in their number, but then they started to get bigger displays. And the thing would page you like every 2 minutes with the latest scores and odds and everything. And I was 16 years old and I was fired up. And I remember getting the pager open on the car could wait. I got the pager, man. I got the pager with all the scores and the odds. And I'm sitting there. The blue gray game is the game going on. I'm like, this is the greatest invention of all time. All right. Arkansas State and Northern Illinois. Hey, I know that Doubles and I are in agreement there. He talked about going under in all the bowl games. I'm going over in this one with Arkansas State and Northern Illinois. Yeah, do I like some unders out there? Maybe I do, but I'm going to go over here in this one with these two. Both teams come in 6-6, so you probably can find something better to do than maybe watch the other game. Maybe spend some time with your family, get ready for the NFL games. If you had to do the rankings of all the bowl games, maybe this one would be at the bottom, but that's okay. It's still a bowl game, and I'm going to take the over here. The Huskies have won 5 of their last 7 games after a 1-4 start, and they've been pretty strong here of late. 4 of their last 6 games have gone under. To get to a bowl game here has been a pretty good accomplishment, I would say, for Northern Illinois. Not that they're not in a pretty good position here as a dog. I would think this is probably going to be a pretty close game. But I'm definitely going over here. I don't think these two teams have enough defense in this one. This total, though, this bowl game has played under this many points in the last 5 years. They've averaged, I think, just under 50 points. But again, this is a game where the Sun Belt does very, very well. Sunbelt teams are 5-2 when they've come to this bowl over the last 7 years. That's Arkansas State, by the way. All right, let's see if you guys have anything with this one. Okay. Thanks, Campbell. You guys are awesome, man. Percent better. You got to see this thing, man. You know what? It's not. Your phone is just as good, but it is. It was a cool thing. I mean, now with the apps, but this thing was. You talk about on point doubles. Thank you for saying I'm on point. But this pager, man, was on point. It was sick, actually, compared to the technology in that day. I'd whip that thing out. I'd be quoting odds. Percent better. Thank you for your play there. And Double says that's his team. He's our NIU. He's our correspondent. Hello to Darren. Yep. Well, Cheryl, yeah, that was a different, and to a certain, I dealt lines. Oh yeah, you gotta have no gamble. That's not controversial. Joseph, hello, thank you. Enjoy your holiday. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for everything you've done here in our chat. Lauren's got the picks. Yep. Yeah, I remember calling the score phone too. That was just it. We were tired of calling the score phone. And so the pager, it was an expensive service considering the times. I think I was paying $75 a month, but you'd get the page every 2 minutes. Every 2 minutes, and the thing would be like pages, you'd be whipping, very long texts and plays. If you paid the extra money, I think I did pay for the extra play. And there are some guys now. Shout out to those guys that are still dealing handicaps today on the internet that were on that pager. uh, King Creole, the great man with totals, he lost his man. He's had a rough year, but one of the great handy King Creole was on there. Strike Point was on there. I think a lot of companies that were interested. I wish I could go through them all. Some of them were very interesting that are still around today. All right, you guys are talking too much about this. I'm talking too much about this. Give me the over here in this one. Let's move on. All right. And it's James Madison and Air Force here in this one. This one has more intrigue and more storylines than the other games. This is more interesting, right? With uh, James Madison underslotted probably to a certain extent. If you look at overall where they sit playing this bowl game because they had to qualify or the less teams qualified. Interesting how it worked out, right? You need a certain criteria to make a bowl game, and James Madison can only get to a bowl game in Jacksonville State if enough teams didn't qualify. Well, that's bad foresight from the people that do this because you should have known with all the possible mixes. And maybe what they did it for originally was we want to make sure that your program is set and comfortable. What are you, some high honor? You're forget. You don't know what you're doing anyways. NCAA, everybody knows that. Just turn the teams loose. In today's era, you can't have rules like that anymore. Bad idea, and it obviously was a bad idea because these two teams are forced to qualify because you don't have enough teams qualifying. Remember, as more teams come in, there kind of should be the proper amount of bowls to fill the teams. All of a sudden, you're going to have teams that are under 500 going to bowls. Anyways, great job, James Madison, 11-1. They lost to App State as their only loss this year. They're obviously just terrific to watch and have a great season. JMU 22-10 against the spread in their last 32 games as a favorite. Yeah, we're including some of those other numbers in there, but um, you look at Air Force coming in 8-4. They have lost four straight. They were 8-0, remember, but Air Force in bowls and the military academies in bowls. I mean, usually it's money in the bank. So you really have a real tough one here between these two. Air Force always good out of conference, 20-11-1 against the spread. As an underdog, they're always pretty good. Now, this one, maybe it could move here right now. 1.5. It was already 3.5. Air Force is going to get maybe the Sharps' attention, and Madison might get the public's attention. Is that the way you guys see it? I know the tickets are kind of on Air Force right now, but and I just felt more sharp. Doesn't everybody know about the Madison story? Don't they feel like, or does the public know that service academies are just awesome? They've come to this game. This is the Armed Forces Bowl in Fort Worth, by the way, where the military academy has come to this game several times, and in fact they've won the last four times the service academy team has played in the Armed Forces Bowl. The service academy team has won. Air Force. Yeah, that was exactly it, Stephen. That is exactly what it was called. No doubt about it. Terrell, I was at Caliente, and I'm trying to find this. I'm going to bring this to you guys. I was at Caliente the first day of course, I was there the first day they offered sports betting, and I'm going to prove it to you in the next. I'm going to look up in the archives. I've got to get the date on this, but I was interviewed by a great local reporter, Jerry McGee, who since passed away from the San Diego Union, because I'm that type. Well, I knew him already and I saw him down there, but he would quoted me in the story about the first day of sports betting at Caliente, and there was some glitches. Man, we sat there for 2 or 3 hours for these guys to kind of get the machines going. They were trying to figure it out, but it was real cool. I mean, I've been to Caliente. That's where I grew up. So I don't know if you know that story, Terrell, about why I'm a hardcore gambler. Is I spent all of my years of my youth going to the dog races every night at Caliente. That's a fact. All right, Air Force for Thomas. Darren's going to take Air Force. Air Force and under. Consensus Air Force here is what it feels like, but I'll take the under in this one. Yes, Madison does have they're a program where you can move on a little bit from Madison, as good as this is, and as good as a feel this is. But with Black likely to miss, and Lawton likely to miss, and Horton, you're missing some key pieces on offense here for Madison. So, all right, and Larrier gets the start for Air Force. Doesn't matter when you're Air Force, right? You know how their game is going to run. And Thomas, that's what we say about Air Force, right? And I think it's not just a cliche. The reason why the military academies always been pretty good in bowls, anyways, but now of the era of the opt out, they seem to be even better here. And granted, maybe they played maybe a little bit better competition in some of those games, maybe even bigger dogs to a certain extent in those games. But again, I think you're looking at a situation where Madison maybe a little bit. It was great just to get here, just to be here. I'm not saying they're looking like that. I mean, they're gonna. This should be This is a very intriguing and a great game. And I think Peasy said it. I think it's talk about this game, right? It's going to be fire. This is a game worth watching. Right in maybe at least for the first half, leading into that NFL action. We'll watch it all. All right, keep on going. Georgia State and Utah State. Hey, this is one of our favorite, the Potato Bowl, right? Where they dump, the Mayo Bowl, you get mayo dumped on you, and other games you get the Potato Bowl. They don't dump. You'd think it would hurt if you dump potatoes, but they actually dump French fries on the winning coach in this one. And you got Georgia State coming in here on the blue turf in Boise. Both teams 6-6, a little bit better than that other game where the teams are 6-6. That's what I'd say. But Georgia State comes in here on a 5-game losing streak currently, giving up some big points, no doubt about it. But against Utah State, maybe they can clean it up here a little bit. Look, Utah State won that last game 44-41 to get to the bowl. Nice job. They won 3 of their last 4 games and have won 23 of their last 39 games overall. But in close games, they're not great, that's for sure. And they've been turning it over a little bit. This usually is a pretty good situation with Mountain West teams against Sun Belt teams. They are 13-5-2, but I'm not so sure that I'm gonna fade Georgia State even on this losing streak here. I think they can beat Utah State in this matchup. I think Utah State's probably going to get the attention of the betting public. See what you guys have. Anything in this one with Georgia State and Utah State? Oh, all right, Peasy. I missed the first part. Okay. No, looks like you guys aren't too hot on this one, so we won't get into it too much. I'm going to take Georgia State here. I feel a little bit contrarian. There's no doubt the line has moved. Utah State started as the underdog here, and they've moved to the favorite. And I probably get it. This is a lot of negative momentum, or whatever you want to call it here, for Utah State. But hey, if the line continues to go up, especially, it's just my free play here. It's two pretty much everywhere. There's some 1.5. So see, Bet Online went to 2.5 minus 12, and Bovada just moved to minus two as well. So, all right, here's an over here for Solo. Maybe we need a better game to talk about. All right, and at the Mobile Bowl or the 68 Ventures. Let me get these right. Get the sponsor right with this one. Another matchup of 6-6 teams. So they all can't be great today, but we get bowl action here with Eastern Michigan, who won their last two games to gain bowl eligibility here, and getting a ton of points. Both teams are 6-6. Yeah, Eastern Michigan, maybe they're the lowest ranked of all the bowl teams, but no better team getting points around the right these days than Eastern Michigan, no matter how far back you look. Eastern Michigan. Away from home, I guess. I mean, on the road a lot of times, but always like road underdogs. How about this? 30, uh, 30 wins. This is a spread record of 30 wins, 13 losses, and a tie under Coach Creighton with Eastern Michigan. I mean, how can you not take Eastern Michigan here? I don't care how dominant. Remember, South Alabama, they've had some big time uh, big wins, sizable wins, certainly, but I don't know if I would trust them here to win a game. They lost their last three bowl games. I'm going to take 17 and a half points probably every time in a matchup like this. Um, yeah, especially if it stays under the total. I mean, you saw doubles call in there, right, for all those unders. If this one stays under, you got to like those points as well. So it is a home game for South Alabama, that's for sure. So you have to, you have to take that into consideration. So that's why I threw in the stat there about being a road underdog. And that's a great record 30, 13, and 1 against the spread. This Eastern Michigan team is a road underdog with this coach. It's pretty solid. Give me Eastern Michigan. All right. Nobody likes that game either. Well, at least we got some name teams here. If you want to look at the Las Vegas Bowl here, what a day in Las Vegas. As always, here, Utah and Northwestern has been a pretty special uh, season for Northwestern after all that they went through to get to this bowl. A real nice job for the Wildcats, and I think they'll probably cap it off here with a nice performance against Utah. Utah, this is just same o, isn't it here? But Northwestern coming out here to Las Vegas feels like a pretty good time, actually, in this one. Utah 6-11-1 against the spread outside of the Mountain West Conference of late, and Northwestern. Look, for them to come in here at 7-5, that's a pretty good record, and they've already proven just a couple of years ago. Well, I guess it was 4 or 5 years ago now. They played Utah in a bowl game on the West Coast and upset Utah in the Holiday Bowl back in 2018. So just typical of these programs. I think. Yeah, see, you guys are starting to roll in with some of your comments on this game. Here is Darren with Northwestern. Solo likes the under. And yeah, Thomas, I like Northwestern. I would have liked to have none of the great journalism schools were going to accept me, but would have loved to have gone to Northwestern. All right, any more on this? Okay. Thomas, he's doing his looks like he's trying to get his pick in on his voice recorder there, and it's not not quite getting him. So, all right. Oh, he likes Utah, I think is what he's saying. Yeah, I think I understand now. Utah and Northwestern. I like Utah, is what he's saying. Utah can handle Northwestern. His phone is not interpreting his speech very well today. Yeah, Gamble. It's going to be funny when we hear about that. Okay, give me Northwestern here in this one. Might be tight, might be low scoring, and getting the points here with Northwestern. And finally, Coastal Carolina against San Jose State. It looks like these teams have kind of reversed roles a little bit from last season with San Jose State, a double-digit favorite, but you know what? Coastal's in pretty bad shape coming into this game. I think that's what everyone is, noting here. This one is at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. So you got some late action here, but no McCall here for Coastal, and that just feels like it's just taking the wind out of the sail. We know that we weren't going to have him in for this game, so the totals drop 6 points here. Doesn't feel like it's while the value might be out of the total. There's a kind of a thread the needle type of game here with a 10-point spread and a total 48 if you're going to look to an under here. But Coastal, it's going to be hard. San Jose State plays some pretty interesting defense. They won their last 6 games to finish 7-5 after a 1-5 start. They came in, strong here with a quarterback playing pretty well, certainly. The Hawaii Bowl always kind of favors the underdogs, but San Jose State's kind of a been there, done that type of thing. Already mentioned about how the Mountain West dominates the Sun Belt spread wise. Mountain West teams are 4-2 against the spread in their last trips here. Thomas says San Jose State. And Matt says San Jose State. And I think that means over if you're doing it sideways.
Final.
Because if the other way would be less than, and I think that would be an under. So if you guys look, I'm pretty good at reading. I can read Thomas's butt texting. Maybe that's what it is. Butt dialing me. And Matt, we're changing that. Hey, if I can read the shorthand, I'll do it.
Final.
Yeah, over. Yeah. Okay, does like the over there, but I'm going to take San Jose State. I'm going to lay 10 points against Coastal Carolina in the bowl game. And got caught laying a favorite yesterday. We've got to keep it going. We're an hour in here, and we've only reached to the football portion. And we got so much basketball and hockey to talk about. There's not going to be – I'm just showing you the lines, maybe talk a little line movement, give you a pick, and we're out of here because there's so many games. You want a detailed handicap, we've got Tony, all of his videos in here. You can listen to him give you, the way offenses are playing, yardage over the last several games, spread numbers and everything. I'm not even giving you my favorite spread information, it feels like here, because we're just trying to get through this. Okay. Let's get to the NBA here with the Bucks and the Knicks. Now, these might have some changes on these lines we're going to pay attention to. The Bucks here at -2 and the total at 243. Well, the Bucks, tougher game here. You're on the road against the Knicks team. This is at 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific, by the way. Keep that in mind on this one. This total was as low as, I want to say, 239.5. So it's already gone up a full 4 points today. And I don't know, it feels like a pretty legit move, actually, with this matchup. It's just going to be kind of tough to get caught there. I'm definitely not going to go premium on the over here, but it does feel like it could be an over situation. Man, that's going high. I do like the Knicks here at home. I think the Knicks can win this game against the Bucks. Here's percent better on the Knicks. And let's see here. Thomas says he thinks if it is a high-scoring game, he likes the Bucks. That's the way he's approaching it. All right, I'm going to take the over in this one. And since it's the early game, I'm going to give out the old double play here. I think the Knicks do win this game at home. Matt goes with Milwaukee, however. All right. Let's just keep it going. This is all about the plays today, but there are some good matchups. And remember this, and I've also, I went 2-2 last night in the NBA. The EPA guys, great numbers, impressive. There is some volatility going on, certainly as these game approach the holiday. We've already talked about that, but let's see if we can't get at some of these today. This is a good game. Celtics at Clippers. Wow, hello. Celtics on their road trip and the Clippers red hot here. Obviously, you can put the Clippers in Western Conference championship contention. I would think at this point you can believe. Remember, the Clippers, you always just needed the starters to gel a little bit because we know the Clippers do have plenty of depth. Now, right now, the depth's a little bit shaky with some illnesses, a few nicks and bruises here and there. I think Kawhi is actually questionable for the game. Porzingis might be out. Let me get this one. Might need a look at the injury report, even for fast-paced picks. So Kawhi questionable. That feels a little bit uncomfortable because we know he just finally missed a game, right? And but he's bouncing back to take these games. He actually said that he was considering a lawsuit against the league for negligence. Might have been blowing smoke there because how are you going to do that if you just went out and played all these games when you haven't even maximized your rest? So I've received a lot of criticism for my talk about how I thought that the new NBA rules were going to eventually make players play a little bit more. Kawhi Lewis has missed one game, right? Or two. What is it? One Kawhi. Okay. So come at me on that one a little bit. Do we see some shenanigans with late? Yeah. Is Luka taking a couple days extra because he's got a 3-week-old daughter? Probably, but you have to plan it out. We knew Luka was going to be out. Yeah, there's still going to be some where there are real injuries. But look what happened the other day as well. It was in the NFL. One of the teams, I'm trying to remember which one it was now. It was a news story yesterday, but one of the teams was actually fined, and the coach was fined for a bad injury report or not reporting an injury to a player that ended up playing minimal minutes in the game or something to that effect. And the coach, it was the Falcons. It was on with Bijan, and they did not report Bijan's injury. Remember that game where he went in there for a couple plays, it was done. He was never reported on the injury report, and everybody was like, Bijan, where's Bijan? And they actually fined the coach. And he said, look, it was just a mistake. We'll just pay the fine and move on because we weren't trying to get over on anybody. We just, they don't understand how important this is sometimes. And that's why they have these rules in place. And this is a little different, but I just want to get that in there. All right. Clippers, Celtics here and Clippers. So Tatum also questionable in this one. But I don't know. It still feels kind of like an interesting spot for Boston for me here in this game. And I think I'm still going to end up on Boston here, even with all the momentum of the Clippers. I think right now everything's kind of baked into the line. There's a lot of question marks. I have to make a pick here on what I know about this game. Everyone sometimes wants to say, hey, I got to wait till I know everything. Well, I can't wait till I know everything. Here's doubles on, let's get to this one. Percent better, Boston and over. The reported steam, the major steam came in on the under here in this game just right before we were coming on the air. Some sharp reverse line movement in my opinion, because this one was as low as 229.5 all the way up to 230.5. Now we're dealing with a 231. So you tell me what's going to happen with these players and these injuries today. Either way, I think we're looking at a pretty awesome game. And it looks like you guys a little bit shaky in some of this information. So thanks. Percent better did have that. Okay. Matt, is that something that people are breaking, or just say, yeah, right? I think maybe though that Arthur Smith, his dad has already cut a check to Arthur Blank he, here, and to buy him another season or two. But a lot has to do with Shador, I think, right? And Shador is coming back. Good, money's not an issue for those guys. So that being a quarterback with you right now, that's their job. And it will only make a talent like Shador that much better, who will make it to the NFL. He might fall short of any goals that he has here, but I think with the experience, with the mentorship, and Colorado, I expect him. Yeah, I expect him to improve slightly and get better players. But hi to Cesaric. Nice to have you. For me, it's always about the over under. Oh, wow. 226. Wow. Okay. All right. The Ron G barbershop play. How about that? Okay. I like that move that came in. I've got the under in this one, you guys, as my play here. Celtics and Clippers. I like the barbershop play, Ron. I don't know. Do we have something? You get a. Oh, fade the Clipper. You got me. You got me. I get it. I think my team actually is deep down. I think my team is the Clippers still. I'll never get away from that. And it's tough. It's embarrassing. That's why I bet I like so many other teams. But deep down in my heart, I think it's the Clippers. And hello too. Perfectly imperfect. Oh, that's great name. Knowledge is key. That's beautiful. If Kawhi's playing, it's Clippers all day and perfectly imperfect. Thank you for joining me today. Pleasure to have you here as part of our team here today. Hope to see you again. I know we'll get some new faces here today. I'll take the under as my play here on the show. And you know what? I'm going to go with, I am going to go with Boston. I'm going to do another double play. Have some fun today. Hi, Arnez. Nice to see you. Ooh, the Magic and the Pacers. Do you think that people are starting, kind of starting to believe in the Magic a little bit? I know I know there's a cliche, a song in there somewhere as well, but look, it's kind of hard not to believe that, with some of these players, right, and uh, the way that they're showing that they can't, defense is always key. And I've said it every show here. It feels like for the last week about how these young star, up and coming teams right now are playing really strong defense. And I think that's what we're getting here with the Magic right now, and some of those, the Timberwolves and the Thunders of the world, just good defense. I think that's what we're seeing here with the Magic, and I think that's what we'll probably see here again today. I mean, I kind of like the Magic here in this one to, go in and beat the Pacers and be able to keep them under those big numbers here to a certain extent. I think the Magic are extremely well coached. I think that they're just an overall good feel here. Maybe you can say that the Pacers, look, they have a pretty good record, not as good as the Magic. Maybe the home court neutralizes out a little bit. It's obviously a near pick'em game here. Orlando. In fact, the Pacers are now favored. Pacers are getting well, no, 1.5, 1.5. So I just see a 1 here at DraftKings now, Bet Online 1. So it hasn't quite moved to a pick 'em yet. So let's just leave it at 1. And well, I'm kind of like the Magic. I'll move it down to 1, I guess. And the total, uh, no doubt, has moved lower of all things to 242.5. Okay. So there we go on that. Again, we'll probably just give out the play here, get your plays, and move on. Come see me during the week when we got 10 games if you want to know if they're 10-2 against the number over the last 12 games and 5-3 to the under. Uh, Magic here for Ray, percent better because this show's about you guys and your picks. Remember, I'm giving out my picks. Yeah, okay, if you want to, my picks are great, important, terrible, whatever. But remember, there are people out there that come to see by their for we have a dozen people here actively commenting and giving out their plays, right? I think that's a fair number. Maybe it's 15, maybe even 20 if you add them all up. But I mean, people are picking kind of every game. And there are people who are watching the show that, okay, maybe they're listening for Ramon's pick, but they want to see who that person in chat picks every day, right? And what they're picking. So I think that's uh, part of it. All right. Magic here for Darren. Someone could be waiting for Darren's pick, right? So, okay, that's why I appreciate you guys so much for doing this. All right, this is part of the evening schedule, 7:10 Eastern, 4:10 Pacific with these two teams. So, all right, for me, it's going to be under here. See that strong move right now to the under, and I'm going to go under, even with the Pacers. Didn't look up the trends today. We can almost make it up, right? And they're how many games have they played? 27 games. All right, they're probably what 20-7 to the over. All right, give me the under though in Orlando and Indiana. Keep it moving here. I made that one up, folks. Nuggets and Hornets. Nuggets big favorite here on the road, but obviously the Nuggets in a situation where having played yesterday in New Jersey, coming down the coast here to take on the Hornet, coming down the seaboard here to take on the Hornets is a road favorite. So this one will be tough enough, I would think, today, even against a team like Charlotte. Maybe this is finally a spot. Denver, look, funny, right? Not their best element. We talked about yesterday's game. Yeah, we had a loser on the show giving out the Nets by a half a point. But maybe, just maybe, the gap is starting to close a little bit on the points with what the Nuggets are laying on the road because they were laying 4.5 and they covered 5. And here they're going to be laying some points here again in this one, but I'm going to go under as my play here at 226.5 at some spots. I'll call it 226. I see the spread's actually gone up to 8.5 at a lot of spots right now, but I'm going to take the under in this one with the Nuggets and the Hornets. Here come your plays. Here's Blake on the Hornets. Ray is on the Nuggets. Matt likes Denver. Timmy Two Shoes says, yeah, kind of gets to the back. So, right, does it go in kind of streaks? Timmy, the Nuggets get out to the lead, and then the last few minutes of the first quarter into the second quarter, the Hornets come back, and then the Nuggets start to get the lead again at halftime, and then come out again. But then late in the third quarter, the Hornets start to get hot a little bit. All right, side here, not. I almost want to. I'm not even going to give out a lean. Ron G, take the over. All right. Well, I guess Ron and I don't agree on that one, but that's okay. Rockets and Pelicans here with the Pelicans, a big favorite, 7-point favorite, 223.5 for these red hot Pelicans at this point. Yeah, I mean, even I can learn a lesson here now and then with a team like Houston. It wasn't so much about Luka being out for Dallas; it was about everybody on the Dallas being out. So sometimes you can just look at those, and yeah, we've been on the wrong side a couple times with some of those because you got to evaluate the situation. But here, it almost feels like now we almost get the reverse. a little bit with Houston on the road. Now, the Pelicans do have some issues coming in here with Zion, I believe, is going to be questionable, but Valanciunas is in, Herb Jones is in, and now this one at 223 and a half. Is it going lower? No, I'm seeing even a 224 and a half out there right now, but I'm probably going to be. Well, let me go ahead and take the Pelicans in this one. I don't want to give away the total there because I do like the total quite a bit. But I think Houston is going to have their work cut out for them offensively. Houston also doing a good job defensively, and we know New Orleans can be okay defensively. So I'm going to take the Pelicans, though, here to cover the big number and take them tonight at home. Anything for you guys? Pelicans for Ron. This is going to be over for Ray. I don't know if I'm on with you guys here. I don't know if I'm on with you guys on that. Okay. Just keep on rolling here. Plenty of games. Pistons and Nets. Nets. Big time favorite at home here. Nearly double digits right now with Brooklyn, 9.5. Total two, maybe up to 233 is what it feels like at this point. Seems like it's gone up here a little bit today. Widely reported steam did come in on the under in this one, and man, two-way action really has me a little bit perplexed here with the total, especially what we saw yesterday. The Nets here on the back-to-back, now laying points with against this Detroit team, and we know the storylines. We can get into it here. I mean, the frustrations, uh, but interestingly, I don't know. They might be able to get the money here in this one, but man, who wants to take Detroit at this point? I can't do it. I mean, I got to think the Nets here are coming off of kind of a frustrating game yesterday, even on a back to back. Hope the Pistons can survive this. I hope the coach can survive this because it does not feel like it's his doing. Thomas, I'm going. Thomas, I'm going Brooklyn. I'm gonna go Brooklyn here. Ray goes under. Good to know, Ray. Thank you, Gamble. All right. I like that. All right. I'm just going to hold off on the total at this point. I was looking premium, and now I still kind of want to, but I'm not going to talk about it. And I still might do it, but it maybe won't be a premium. And if I don't give it out as a free play, then it ends up as a bet, a cash money bet. All right. Jazz are going to take on the Raptors here as an underdog. Raptors at home, favored here in this one by 5.5, 6 right now. Total has been going up, no doubt. I think it's up to at least 232, if not 232 and a half at some places. Definitely seeing a pretty sharp move here. Widely reported steam did come in on the over in this one. But I'm probably going to be willing to take the points here. I think. Hey, I just want to mention real quick. Talked about that Houston New Orleans game a few moments ago, and I do want to report that the total in that game is currently moving higher. I'm showing 225 right now at circa 225 at Bovada. That's a point and a half higher than what we just described just a few moments ago. So Houston and New Orleans on the move here. Definitely steam. That noise, that steam play noise you hear from Don Best was that game. Houston and New Orleans total moving higher right now. This one also continuing to move higher, and I kind of favor the move actually in this game with these two teams, but I am going to make the Utah Jazz my play. I keep going to the well with Utah, probably paying the price every time, but we're going to try them one more time. I do think they're getting, now that everybody gives Markkanen a hard time. Still pretty decent. They still have some injuries. George is out. THT's out. Tucker's out. Or well, those guys are questionable, but Yurtseven's out. I'm still taking Utah today here at +5.5. Darren's taking them as well. Matt's going over. Ray says take the Raptors at home. I don't like them as a favorite here. It's probably more what I feel like. And Ray said go under. I don't know what game. It could be this game. It could be that game. I'm taking Utah. Okay, Grizzlies and Hawks. This feels a little bit. I said on the last show, right, when we were talking about Ja Morant and can one player make a difference? It does feel like one player can. Now, the Hawks are moving to a favorite. It does look like at this time. The Hawks are a pick 'em at most spots. They're even a favorite now, a 1-point favorite at some spots as well. And the total here, 238. And maybe moving lower with this matchup. Okay, so just a little bit disturbing though that Morant, what he's saying. He basically look. I think everyone agrees, right? Unless you want to be really socially contrarian, that Ja Morant looks like a fool, probably in the wrong with his actions that got him into trouble. But for him to be celebrating his win and then basically holding people accountable, like what was his quote? I'm keeping receipts, like it's our fault. So I don't think I'm going to predict that the trouble is not over for Ja Morant. I know that's a troubling observation to make, but I think when you are not getting the right message in your head, you're probably heading for a path of destruction. I hope that's not the case, because what we saw the other night, was truly special. We don't expect rust from a player like Morant, even after sitting for 25 games. He's practicing. If anything, he's getting better. It sucks that they got off to a bad start. I'm talking about him here, and I actually like Atlanta in this game, but give me Atlanta tonight. Just commentary and observation for me in that one. I'm taking Atlanta here tonight in this one. I would imagine that, look, if this total continues, it is moving down, right? No doubt about it. And I think that's the way I would head too. I think we're going to see a different Memphis team. It doesn't mean just because he's an explosive scorer and all that. And we know Atlanta terrible against the spread, so they're probably terrible straight up in a matchup like this. But this is probably more the role that I want to take Atlanta in right now, a team that still could use victories and in a position where they can win a game, and maybe the Grizzlies, a little situational here with the highs that they've been on coming into this one. So give me Atlanta tonight. But it looks like you guys have some comments on this game. Here's Ray on the Grizzlies. Thomas is going with the Grizzlies. Percent better. Looks like we're in the same page here with the under. So does Ray. And here, look at this, Matt. Let's go under. Well, tell you what, you guys, we're gonna. They got consensus over there. I tried to do a consensus and I couldn't manage it. Too much work, but I'll just save that one. I'll probably go premium because of you guys liking the under so much. Yeah, Gino, you just hope. Like I said, I don't know if it's something's going to happen. Something's going to happen, and it might not be the same type of deal, but to me, it just doesn't seem like there's something not registering. Right? Why would you say I'm keeping receipts when what you did was socially incorrect? Maybe in a different kind of world, you're a hero to a lot of people for what you did. In the world of the people of the pay your salary, you can't do that. Now, if you want to take another line of work, then good on you, but not in our game. I say our game, the fans' game. I don't mean it any other way. So. Luton Town. All right, Blake, our Tennessee correspondent. And hey, got my buy. And Blake, hey, I got Mikey Williams coming to town right after him. Those guys going to hook up and they'll probably head out to the shooting range a little bit and hang out together and compare their pieces. Hi, Teresa. Great to see you. All right. The play's on Atlanta for me. All right. Cavs and Bulls in this one. And hey, we didn't sleep on the Bulls, did we? I think we were, maybe I was sheepish about my affinity for them that they could battle back. Remember, I was the one that were taking it on the chin there when they were going through all the drama earlier in the season, but I think I've been rewarded a little bit with the quality here of the Bulls. But this is going to be a tough game for them here. I don't think I want the Bulls necessarily as a favorite. I don't think that's the right spot for them necessarily, and I'm going to end up on the Cavaliers in this game plus the points. Yeah, the Cavs do have some issues coming in, and we know that they're missing a ton of players here. This is one where you're supposed to maybe want to consider a team like the Bulls, but they have players out. This is not going to be a great game tonight, that's for sure. I mean, Spider Mitchell's out certainly still. I believe Darius Garland's out. I better get this one. We got to get through all these games. We got to look at the injury report. This total's already down to 216. Donovan Mitchell's out. We know that. Sam Merrill, he's questionable, and he was so key. He, the former Utah State star, came in there and looked absolutely terrific. Evan Mobley, he's sidelined for a while. He's got Garland out. Ricky Rubio looks like he's done now. I just wanted to add that. I mean, he's been out for all season pretty much, or at least 2 months, but looks like he's done in Cleveland. I don't know if they're going to get anything out of him anymore. Zach LaVine is out. That's been good for the Bulls, but still you do have some other guys out today. Torrey Craig's hit the injured list here for an extended period of time, and some of their reserves are out as well in the front court. So I'm going to take Cleveland in this one plus the points. We'll be back on the Bulls, believe me. All right. What do we got here? Cleveland for Thomas. Ray will lay the points. They're still rolling. They're still rolling with Kobe. And thank you, Ron. Okay, next up. Lakers and Thunder. And the Thunder are going to be favored here on the road at home against the Lakers. Certainly can consider what's going to be going on today in the injury department with the Lakers. Both of the stars are listed as questionable here, so that is currently caked into the woo. Caked into the line here a little bit today. But boy, this total continues to move higher. This one was as low as 236.5, and now it's all the way up to 238.5. So whether or not that's an indication whether the stars of the Lakers will play or not, I'm not necessarily sure. I mean, Oklahoma City has had pretty much a clean bill of health. Josh Giddey is out with a turned ankle currently. But when you look at that total just continuing to rise right now, I mean, this actually doesn't feel like a terrible spot for the Lakers. here. You want the guys in. If not, I still probably like the Lakers plus more points if the stars are out. Thank you, Gamble. Ron says, Thunder first half. Blake is on the Thunder. Ray says go over, and it continues to go higher. I might have to update it here, right? He even has it at 240. And I've got to put it up there at least at a 240. I see some 239s out there still, but just feels to me like Lakers and over in this one. Give me the over. I'll take the over. We got some support here from the guys, it looks like. And I don't know if I can sell anybody on the Lakers here necessarily without knowing, if the guys are in or not today. Darren on the Thunder. So there's enough support on the Thunder. Let me not take the Lakers. Let's go over as my play. Spurs, Mavericks, and the Mavs here favored by 7 and the total 239. And seeing, what can you say? The Spurs have shown some progress still, once again, getting some numbers here and there. And Dallas, we do have to see, what, of course, about Luka. Look, the spread's up there. It is listed as an injury. I guess the perception was maybe Luka would take, like I said, these days off to spend time with his newborn. And if any player, I don't know if Luka came to you and said, "Hey, I'm going to take 2 days off. My quad's sore. I'm all excited with my family, and I promise I promise I'll take you to the playoffs." I guess you let Luka take some time off, but you also had all those other injuries that kept Dallas down in that last game. Deep running injuries, right? With Kyrie, with Lively, Exum questionable today. Josh Green been out for several weeks. Maxi's been out for a month. San Antonio injuries as well, but their guys are in now all of a sudden with Wembanyama, with Vassell. Keldon Johnson's probable. It's all good. It feels like with the Spurs at this point. I don't know. Spurs to me are going to be the team that's going to kind of continue to improve. It feels like, of course they will, but let's take the over here. I would think this has got to be it. Look, if Dallas doesn't have their top players in, the total is going to come down. I think it's still going to be a high scoring game here, right? I mean, the Spurs, the Spurs situation with these high scoring games. We know they don't play any defense. Hi, Thomas. Great. Yeah, I wish I was giving out more info today. Really, just giving out a bunch of plays. But just want to say thank you for commenting. It looks like you watched the show and maybe just had a chance to comment today. So I do appreciate you saying that. Thank you. Okay, I think Gamble may be going under here. I can't see it that way. Couple more here. We got to get to some other college games and some hockey, and I was going to maybe go over and visit the guys on another show, but I don't know if I have quite time to get there, I'm afraid, today. And, it's definitely something that, that I wanted to do. All right. Trailblazers and Warriors. Warriors, big favorite here, of course. At home, I'm kind of feeling the Blazers here in the weeks to come that they can get it together. I kind of want to be on them moving forward a little bit, but I don't know if this is the night. I don't know if this is going to be the night in this one to necessarily take the Blazers here. 8.5, 232.5. Warriors obviously are not great favorites at home. hard to get behind the Blazers, but again, I want to argue that ever since they've kind of been getting healthier, they've been getting a little bit better. Now, Sharp is out for this game. But for Golden State, Pajemski will be in. He is active for this game. Wiggins will be questionable here. So, all right. So, I don't know. I probably want to lay it tonight. I think this is a spot where we can lay the points with the Warriors against the Blazers. Uh, wasn't necessarily sure on the total, but I do see right now that it has moved all the way to now 232. That's down, just a point or so. Um, I don't think I could do anything yet necessarily on the total. Let me just take the Blazers here. I'm going to lay big points tonight at home and get your comments here with. Yeah, doubles. We got a few games. I'm going to cover a few games right now in college basketball. I'm not even covering the games. I'm going to give out the pick. Here's Blazers for Darren. And Timmy thinks maybe it's going to be some overs here with Blake as well. Thinks possibly over here. I don't know. I look, I got burned last night, and I think I did go. What did I do in that Warrior game? Oh, I went under last night, and I was going under early, and then it ended up going over. So yeah, maybe I don't want to be wrong again. That was a premium. So let me just take the Warriors here. You guys might be right, but I was leaning under. So okay, one more. We got to get to that. You guys said do some college ball. I got to take a look at the Timberwolves and the Kings, because I can't stop talking about the Timberwolves, certainly, and how great they are. I mean, they're for real, for sure. This record, we're deep enough into the season now. Will they regress a little bit? Yeah, probably, maybe. But they play so much defense. Uh, think about what uh, Anthony Edwards and how great he is, right? Look at the improvement in his defense. I mean, it's been dramatic. So the Wolves are receiving great coaching. Everything's pretty. Now, this is going to be a tough game. Why do I keep talking about the teams that I'm going to be probably going against here? I don't know. In this one, but I do think under is the call. The widely reported steam did come in on the over, but I don't know. I think and maybe the Timberwolves. Look, I got burned last time. I think they went over, and I wanted to go under because I know the defense is a little bit tougher on the road, and the Kings definitely can play. I mean, man, Monk, did you see that dunk last night? Kings on a back-to-back here. Don't forget, but man, Monk with that dunk last night. That was awesome. But you know what? They asked Fox at the end of the game. They said, "What would you rate that dunk?" He said, "I've seen better. I'd give it a 6." He knows it was one of the dunks of the year, but he was just trying to be humble. Anyways, give me the under in this one. I know this team came over, and the NBA's team has been pretty strong of late. Yeah, that's what you love about him. He's a cut-up assassin. Okay, anything here on this one? It's a good game, you guys, tonight for sure. This total has definitely been moving a little bit higher. I saw it as low as 231. It's now 234. It's going to provide some value for me. Kings are favored here by 3 now, and I'm not necessarily ready to do anything with them, but I'm I feel like it will be an okay spot for Sacramento to get another win here, even on the back-to-back. I'm sure that's what everybody's going to worry about to a certain extent. I mean, they pasted the Suns last night. Suns got issues. You have a healthy KD, looks pretty good out there. Yeah, maybe he's standing around on defense. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. KD just stands around on defense now, but they've got so many other issues. They've got the chemistry problems all of a sudden. And you know what? Kind of comes back to the flaky man himself. All right. Sorry if you're out there, Katie. I know you're watching. All right, Wolves here for Ray. And look, great player. Gamble, I want to take you up on that. I'm worried. I gotta get back. I gotta get my health, I gotta fix some stuff, you know what I mean? All right, that's it for NBA. Thanks a lot, you guys. Play on every game. Let's do well. Good luck today. Let's look at college here real quick. This is going to be quick, you guys. There are some college games. I just want to tell you what some of the good ones are today, and we'll give out a double play to start, I think, because it's the early game. It goes off here in an hour and 15 minutes. It's a nice game too, with Providence. Hey, Providence, hey, they're sneaky good here. Starting to see some people kind of, touting Providence, Sweet 16 type of team. I don't know if they're that good necessarily, but they're pretty good. But I think this is going to be a tough issue today here. I'm going to probably be on Butler in this. Well, I got the spread on the wrong team. That's got to fix that. I'm like, can't lay 5.5 points on the road with Butler against Providence. I like Butler, but okay, there we go. Definitely going to be on Butler here in this one against Providence today. And maybe I'm just going to dial it back a little bit on this total. I'm just going to give out Butler here plus 5.5. I'm seeing some movement here on the total right now, down to 140. I was thinking, I don't know now. I don't know. I'm gonna have to just. I know I said I was gonna give out a double play. We're not. Did we just see a goal here for Bologna? Oh, goal for Bologna here against Atalanta in the 86th minute. Oh my. Wow. Bologna. Okay. Wow. Big goal there for Bologna. Look, this one, I mean, it was practically a pick 'em. So, really a exciting, stunning goal there. Okay, I'm taking Butler against Providence. This one goes off at 9 Eastern and 6 Pacific. 9 noon Eastern and 9 Pacific. Blake says he did go over in the game. Okay, I'm backing off right now. Just give me Butler plus the points. Mm. Okay, Seton Hall and Xavier. This one is at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. In this one, you have Xavier favored by 4, and the total here is 147. This is game 613, 614. I don't have really a strong opinion necessarily on this one. I did want to, certainly mention this game right now because of the two teams with pretty good records, certainly at this point. Well, not good records. Maybe they should be better than they are. Seton Hall 8-4, Xavier just 6-6, but this one does still rate as a pretty good matchup here coming in. But still, for me, I don't know. Let's see if you guys have anything on this one. I wasn't necessarily looking to pull the trigger here on the side, but now I might have to now that I see this move on the total. Which sport, Gamble? I know it ain't soccer because this team is in trouble. I mean, oh man, who knows what's going to happen with? Okay, here's percent better on Xavier in this one. You got to get there first. Well, I mean, not saying that they're hosts, but I mean, got to get there. Meaning, You got to get to a level where you could just compete. Right now, U.S. soccer an absolute mess. Yeah, I'll take percent better like Xavier. Look, Xavier definitely a little bit better right now, 7-5 to the number, and Seton Hall 5-7 to the number currently. So I can get behind that. Let's go ahead. I got to lay 4 here. I'll take Xavier -4. Okay. And I don't like that game very much. I don't know why I put it on there. I don't feel strongly. That was the least confident game, the least confident pick. And we didn't have any number. We get what gave out a trend or two, but okay. Game of the day, one of the best games of the season, quite frankly, so far. If you talk about matchups, you got Final Four team from last year, still having an excellent run right here. Maybe they even are a little underachieving right now, and maybe that makes them a little bit underrated to a certain extent. But against um, Arizona in this one today, you guys, I do feel like this is a kind of freemium type of play. You got to put it up to 164 right now. Let me do that because, man, this one's going higher, higher, higher. And it does feel like the winner gets to 90 here in this one. I've got over in this one here in Las Vegas today at the T-Mobile Arena with Florida Atlantic and Arizona. I've got to think we've got a wild score today with these two teams. I would now it is getting a little bit dangerous, and I can't go premium. I mean, this thing opened as low as 161, I think, and now we're looking at that 164. So yeah, maybe I'd even back off a little bit from turning it loose on the premium. As far as the side, I don't know. I think Florida Atlantic hangs in there. I think it could come very close to the spread, but I don't want to do it. So just give me the over though. High scoring game with these two. Percent better going over. Says Arizona rolls by the points here. I want to give Florida Atlantic credit. Like they can come back here and still show that they are, you know, just as strong as they were last year. Look, they lost to Illinois. Look how good Illinois. Did we mention that one by the way? As in our recap, we had Illinois over uh, Missouri. They look like two different quality of teams. Yes, we're going to be worried about them losing to Bryant earlier, but they've had two pretty good victories so far. FAU just you know, uh, beat two good. Well, they've had several good victories actually, but two recently in St. Bonaventure and Texas A&M. I mean, they've also beat Butler, they beat Virginia Tech, they beat Liberty, all top 50-ish, 60-ish type of teams. So Florida Atlantic is very, very good. Arizona knows that. They're not going to catch anybody by surprise at this point. Everybody knows how good uh, this team currently is. But don't forget that for all that Arizona is pretty awesome right now. Their only losses to Purdue, and they've already beat Duke, and they just came off that convincing win over Alabama. Okay, I'll take the over with percent better in the Florida Atlanta game. One more in college ball. It's a decent game today between St. John's in Connecticut. This one's a late one, 8 Eastern and 5 Pacific. Call it kind of the late feature here, I'd say, for the most part. And at 11 and 148 here currently. Let's see, 11 and 148. And I think that's going to be too high for me. Give me the under in this one, under big time. We've got this one probably closer to 140 than 150. The issue is going to be for St. John's here. Probably think Connecticut could win it by a dozen or more. Maybe Connecticut wins this one. Probably maybe could keep even St. John's well below 70 points here, closer to 60. That would be an easy win and cover. So, okay, that's it. Those are the 4 featured games. Unless you guys have anything real quick, since I did strike on a couple of those games, the late game, request games, if you will. Connecticut -11 here for Ray. If not, we got to move on to hockey because we got an early one here on the ice. And we got like 15 games, it feels like. It's 14. Okay. And I got some breaking news here actually in hockey right now that just came across this high speed sports wire, and it's in the game between the Dallas Stars and the Nashville Predators. With Dallas favored here on the road, maybe $1, $1.35, but we've seen some pretty sharp movement and some steam come in here of late. I guess not. I said breaking news is actually several minutes old now, so forget that. Not necessarily breaking news, but I've got the under in this one. Just tailing this steam a little bit. I was already leaning under here, but look, we're already dealing with a 6. I do see 6.5 under 25 at Bovada, so maybe you can get a little bit better price here for the game with Dallas and the Preds. Preds are playing well, very well. Dallas, yeah, maybe they've been doing over a little bit of late, but I don't think in this game we're going to see an over. And I'm going under with Dallas and Nashville. Dallas has a better record. Wedgwood certainly been playing well. And Predators, though, on one of their best little runs of late. So I'm going to go ahead and take the under, though, in this one. Maybe we can take the dog. Here's our Nashville correspondent, does like it under as well. Vegas is going to take on Florida here. Real nice feature matchup here at 3 Eastern and noon Pacific with the Vegas going on the road. But notice for Vegas here down to another goalkeeper here with Patera in there today. And I would think that this is going to favor the Panthers in this one. I think the Golden Knights will be stopped here a little bit. I think this will end up being a low-scoring game. In fact, let's go ahead and give out. I haven't done any double play, right? I didn't do one in the NBA, did I? Well, we did one. Oh, yeah, those first 2 games. But let's roll early in hockey here. I like Florida and the under in this one today. The total itself has gone 6.5 under 12 at Bovada. So it looks like we're moving to the low here on this one. But I like Florida today at $1.25. Look at her, actually. Let me just update it. They're $1.35 right now, $1.36 at Bet Online. So better give it a good price out here. A bad price, but an inflated price. Just to make sure we know that it looks like Florida is taking the action here. The line is moving. And Salty says he'll go over because of the third string goalie. I've got Vegas tightening it up on the back end, try to give their man some help defensively, and that might hurt them in their scoring chances to a certain extent. And I'll take Florida and under.
Final.
All right, those soccer finals are going to be rolling in here. Boston on the road here at Minnesota. Another pretty good matchup. Boston on the back-to-back. We tried to go with them last night. They were no match necessarily in that game for Winnipeg. Winnipeg took them apart, and I might be worried now all of a sudden about Boston. And oops. Let me get the graphic up there. There we go. So Boston here, they are favored $1.20 for the most part. See $1.15. I see a lot of sixes. See some 6 flats and juice to the over a little bit. But I'm going to be on Boston. I'm sorry. I'm going to be on Minnesota
Final.
here in this one against Boston at a little bit of even money. Maybe at minus $1.05 at worst. Give me the Wild here tonight. Lightning and Capitals. You have the Capitals here in this one, an underdog. Lightning, $1.35, $1.40, $1.47 at Bovada. Lightning continues to move higher. Remember, I'm the one that continues to kind of support the Capitals right now. I mean, no one wants the Capitals. It seems like everyone's kind of not taking them. I'm not taking them seriously. I just think they're underrated by the betting public. I mean, you look at their record is solid, and what everybody is kind of saying is it's not sustainable. This team is too old. They're not good enough. Okay, maybe they're not, but they are 17-9-2, so certainly that's a pretty good mark. Now we did see some information come out here. It's going to be Lindgren in goal for the Capitals for sure. So I like that. He's going up here against Vasilevsky, but I'm not quite sure on the total, but I want to take the Capitals here tonight at home. Percent better on the under, Matt on the under. And I'm moving on to the Maple Leafs. And the Blue Jackets. With the Maple Leafs on the road here against our Blue Jackets to get us all this money on the puck line all the time. $2 favorite on the road. Sounds like an easy pick for someone like me that bases a lot of these puck line statistics when I can get them at a decent price, and here you're getting them at minus $1.35 or so. But I'm probably end up on Columbus again. They're 20-10 as a puck line underdog so far this season, and well, most of the time it's on the road. They're usually getting around the same price. You got Toronto; they're 4-18 as a puck line favorite, 3-9 as a puck line favorite on the road. So I'm going to go with Columbus here. Look, this end of this is this a 4-3 exact score line, you guys? The total's 7, right? 7 over even? 7 over 15 and $2. Give me the Blue Jackets here on the puck line. And it's percent better on it as well. Oh, yeah, no, I think Elvis gets a... this is probably Elvis, with the chops. This is older Elvis. All right, Pittsburgh. Right? Yeah, 4-3 somehow. Salty goes 3-3 overtime, 4-3 final. All right, Penguins here and Senators with Yari and Forsberg. I think this is confirmed now. I think these guys are going to be in there. Feel pretty good about it. I know I've been juking the goalies here too much this morning, just trying to get through our show with the picks, and it still takes us 2 hours. Maybe with the awkward pauses to find my place here. Okay, here we go with Penguins tonight on the road here against Ottawa. Look, we think we can go. I think we can get on Pittsburgh. This is a spot where I'm willing to take Pittsburgh here on the road against Ottawa. Yeah, there are some concerns here, only getting them here as a pick 'em, but we are seeing now. Let's see. Interesting to note that the total steam coming in right now on Boston as we speak. I know we gave out Minnesota. I just want to report Boston's on the move here, $1.25 $1.30, $1.35, and I think it's because we're getting a little bit of breaking news right now about uh, Spurgeon is going to be out here for uh, for the Wild, and also Fleury is in goal. So interesting. Fleury gets the start over Gustafson, and immediately the money starts to come in on Boston. So take that for what you will. I'm just reporting it. I'm not saying this is why it's happening, but um, just announced basically 5 minutes ago, Fleury's in there, and the money started pouring in on Boston. Now they did announce that Spurgeon is out. I mean, Spurgeon, he's a pretty good defenseman. That total has moved, and interestingly, the total is 6/20 there. Okay. Anyways, got to get back on this one with the Penguins and the Senators in this one, and I'm on the Penguins. Make no mistake. Salty's on the Penguins here. I think it's a Penguins here for Timmy. Says no Merry Christmas for the Sens. So I think he's on the Penguins. And Salty says, look ahead there. Talk about that Boston game. All right. And just to note, one other big move here coming in. We did just give out Columbus. Hold your horses. You're going to get a better price. Toronto is getting steamed big time right now in the game against Columbus. I'm showing 224 at Circa, 227 at Bet Online, 230 at South Point. Right now, there's no doubt Toronto is getting steamed right now. Just came across it. It's a steam play. You heard it, and I see it. Okay. Boy, a lot of games here. Let's keep it rolling with Detroit and New Jersey. I think out of all the matchups, this one feels like the least. We need the goalie computer on this one because this seems like the one where there's the least amount of confidence on the three sites and discrepancies with the goalies here in this game. But I know I like, I don't want to necessarily give it away. I'm thinking I'm going to take Detroit here on the puck line. I'm very strong on the total. I think this one's even going to make the card. I'm not usually not going to get too many premiums in NHL and NBA on a day where I have 7 bowl games, 2 NFL games. But there might be 1 or 2 or 3, and this one's going to make the card. I'm not even going to tip my hand, and I know it has to do with the goalies a little bit. And while I would like to get some confirmation right now, does look like Vanasek is going to be in there. Okay. So give me Detroit plus 1.5. Look, Vanasek, good record, 11-6, 3.35 goals against, though, and a .88 save percentage. He was the goalie off the ice, first one off the ice today, so it looks like he's in there. Got the report in from the beat writer. Thank you, Salty. Yep. Perfectly imperfect. I think just want to say about the cap, if I could, that in my perception and talking to a lot of hockey cappers, listening to hockey cappers, it just feels like they are saying that Washington does not have necessarily the best. We know they're older, right? And so maybe this team is kind of doing it a little bit. Not, I don't want to say lucky. That would be unfair to a team with a good record, but maybe their metrics don't show that they're going to be this good or something like that. Sabres take on the Rangers here with I think with Luukkonen, Shesterkin, neither goalie confirmed here at this point. But I know how we're looking here on this one with the Sabres and the Rangers, a $2 favorite here, and the total 6.5 under 20. I've got Buffalo. On the puck line, we'll take him on the puck line. Yeah, I'm probably going to lay $1.45, $1.50 by the time I get to the window with this one, but that's okay. Man, $1.60 even. Ooh. All right. Well, hey, we can only make so many picks here on the show, and I don't feel that great about the total yet necessarily. So give me the Sabres, though. I'm all about them when it comes to playing the puck line. Sabres are 11-7 against the puck line on the road. The Rangers are 5-9 on the puck line at home. So that'll be fine for me. I'll take them even at minus $1.60 or so. Nothing from you guys, it seemed like, on that one. How about the Islanders on the road against the Hurricanes? Now, those same kind of cappers that I kind of listen to, now they're kind of, pumping up the Islanders here a little bit of late. And I kind of agree with them maybe here in this spot. I'm going to take the Islanders here, but I'm probably going to grab them on the puck line just to be sure. This probably, I might, well, hold on a second. This price might just be a little bit too high for me to consider them on the puck line. Oh, no, minus $1.60. I'm going to do it. Look, I'm Count Chocula here. I'll be willing to lay some prices on and I know the volatility. I'm saying here, oh, the volatility, be careful. But you do have the Islanders 10-4 on the road on the puck line. Carolina just 11-22 on the puck line this season. I mean, they've been, puck line favorites nearly every time. Now, they're usually much worse on the road. At home, they've actually gotten the puck line 6 out of 14 times. But as a puck line favorite, they are 10-20. 10-20 as a puck line favorite, 33%. Even I can figure that out. I'll take the Islanders here. Percent better puck line. Kurt Gray, nice to see you. I don't even know if we have time to get back on that, brother. Or was that what did we do? Give out? He might be a little bit behind, is what it feels like there. But I wouldn't mind going over that game. But we got to keep it going. All right. Thank you for that. Next up, Blackhawks and Blues here in this one. Blues, big favorite here, $2 favorite. Can we find some more puck line plays? Can we feel some more puck line plays here? It feels like in the right now. I would think I was thinking about maybe saving the Blackhawks here as a premium on the puck line because I feel so good about this one. In fact, I might let's even sprinkle the money line. Let's take the Blackhawks here on the puck line, but I'm going to actually sprinkle the money line and maybe Chicago can get a win on the road today. I would think let's take a look at the goalies here because I would think we might have a pretty strong performance tonight from these guys. No confirmation yet with Soderblom and Bennington, but I'm already thinking under here possibly in this one for me. I'd rather at 6/25. Are there any 6.5s out there at all? Oh yeah, Bovada 6.5 under 20. Look, I always say like, can we get this line? Usually, like when I play at some books, the line may be 6, but they have alternate lines 6.5. You just lay more juice. Again, I just try to give out the closest line here, but got to think under. I'm going Blackhawks puck line. And give me the under. Let's do a double play in that one. And I'll give it out there 6/25. Maybe that's why I'm free, but it would be a premium at 6.5 under 20. I think such a fine line for me on premiums with getting the right price. Chicago puck line here for Salty. And yeah, that's probably a spot where I'm looking to take a dog here tonight. It looks like the Sharps are all over St. Louis, by the way, laying that big price. They're up to 250, 260 now. A big price on St. Louis. Is that steam right now, or is that just? I mean, we gave out that was a real low price in there, and I was still liking Chicago. So we're going to be on Chicago. And hey, on a game like that, I'll be on Chicago plus 2.5, laying some big chalk. Better believe it. Percent better. Thank you. Oh, great. Thank you. So let me just show the next game here. Whoops. There's a typo there with the Kraken and the Ducks. Let me fix that. Gibson's the goalie. I don't know how we got that. There we go. And make sure I got the spread right before I give the definition here to, because this one definitely has moved to. So let me try to explain these terms. Okay, so I'm going to move the total here right now, percent better on this one. You see, I have it 6 under 15. So if you were to bet under 6 goals, you will lay minus $1.15. I'm just using a kind of a verbal shorthand to say it more quickly. So right now, the total has moved higher. There's definitely some money coming in on the over. So now the total has moved to the favored price at minus $1.15. So when I list it now or say it, I will say the Kraken and the Ducks 6 over 15. 6 over 15, meaning we have to now lay the 15 cents price on the over. And I always describe totals here mostly in the terms of a 20-cent spread here, if you will. And so the other team would be minus $1.05. All right. Anyways, hope that cleared it up a little bit. I know we've covered that a few times on the show, but it is important. Okay, Seattle here and Anaheim, and I feel very, very strongly in this one about the total, so I better just give out the side. And my side is Anaheim, straight up. We did lose with them last time out. I'm going to try them again here against Seattle. The early action was on Seattle. It feels like it's coming back from the Sharps right now on Anaheim, so I'm all about that. I do show $1.50, $1.45 at Bet Online, $1.48 at DraftKings. So I think we get a good price here. On the Ducks, and I'm going to take them at home. Yeah, the Ducks are not playing as well as they were early on, but still the Kraken on the road have not been very good. Let me take the Ducks here tonight, and I think I'm going to have a premium on the total in that one. A couple more and the show's over, you guys. Have a great day. Great games. Wow. Oops. Here we go. Coyotes and Avalanche. And with Vejmelka and Gurdjieff in here. And I feel like, oh, yeah, it's going to be, I think it might be Connor Ingram, actually. I'm not sure yet. Okay. I'm showing one with it. I don't think we have the confirmation yet. It's not affecting the handicap necessarily for me. I think I'm probably looking at this game as far as a spot play here to a certain extent. Hey, just want to let you know that right now here, as I've run a little bit long, but just want to let you know Tony is going live right now with his college football bowl game predictions. So please consider. I've already given out. We've got a few more hockey games left here, just 2 more games. But please, Tony is going right now live with his college football Saturday picks. So please go check him out right now. In fact, let's go ahead and get off the air. Let's go ahead and just roll these plays real quick, get you over there right now. I'm going real fast. Just going to give out the plays here. Arizona and Colorado in this one tonight. And for me, this one is kind of tough, actually. And I want to get off the air here. But let's go ahead and go with the over in this one. Arizona, we're getting off the air, you guys. We got to get over there. I want you to watch Tony's college bowls. Calgary and the Kings in this one. And tonight, this one's kind of a tough one for me here, but I'm going to go ahead and roll with where did I leave it? Oh, gosh. Kind of going off the script here now, all of a sudden, you guys. Okay, Calgary for me as a dog here against my Kings tonight. And last but not least, I had to skip ahead here, lost my place. So sorry about that, but we're going to get out of here right now. San Jose and Calgary tonight. Ridiculous price. Holiday, give me San Jose on the puck line. That's it. Go check out Tony. Appreciate you guys very, very much. Head on over there to the show and get on there with Tony. I'm going to check it out right now. For Tony'sPicks.com, I'm Ramon Scott.